Children, they can lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. You may be seated. Thank you. First up on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Motion been made. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Next up is recognition, Dr. Ross.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, I want to recognize Cam Childers, just came up and did the pledge. Mr. Childers, if you'll come back up, and also Ms. Fannin, who is our Lee County Extension Agent, are going to explain some of why he's being recognized this evening. Ms. Fannin, thank you for being here.
Right now, we're actually without a 4-H agent, but we hope to actually fill that position fairly shortly. I'm the agriculture agent. I mainly help youth in terms of agriculture and also work with our farmers in the community. But Cam is a very remarkable youth. He has been doing livestock judging for many, many years. And he actually was able to win his way onto the Virginia State team. And instead of having a whole team from Lee County, he actually was in the top 6 for the state out of probably about 150 students. To be able to get his chance to be on the team for the state, to be able to go to the nationals. And then they actually won nationals. And he has now been invited to go compete in Scotland. So he actually has scholarship right now to go do livestock judging in college. And we actually have several kids, actually we have one right here that's just now starting into livestock judging, and also do other 4-H and FFA related events like this. So there's a lot of opportunities for youth in terms of agriculture right now. So I just want to mention that real quick. And Cam, do you have anything you want to say?
Well, I think it's key to know that the largest growing industry in the world is agriculture. And the jobs, the opportunities, or not jobs, because I guess if you enjoy doing it, it's not a job, it's a career. The career opportunities in agriculture, for every one college graduate, there are usually 5 job openings, starting between 59 and 70,000. So I think it's key that we push kids and try to get more involved in terms of agriculture. Thank you.
But Cam's a prime example of what 4-H does, and actually I'm an example of what 4-H does. So we appreciate your all support.
Thank you. Next up, we have the winners from Lee County Spelling Bee. We had this competition earlier last month, and we'd like to bring up the students and their parents. I think they brought trophies this evening to recognize each one. We have Isabella Mendoza from St. Charles, who was in 4th place. So if you'll come up to the front, please. For 3rd place, we have Madison Mullins from Flatwoods. Second place, Lane Brooks from Jonesville. And the winner of the 2017 Spelling Bee was Hunter Scott from Pennington. So we want to say congratulations to these students and to their parents and families that have supported them in their efforts, because needless to say, to practice for a spelling bee takes a lot of work. So congratulations and thank you. Hunter, if you'll stay up here just a minute. While we've got him up here, I also wanted to recognize his efforts in 4-H. Ms. Fannin, do you have anything you want to add on that?
So there's more than just agriculture in 4-H. And so we have public speaking. We also have Share the Fun, which actually is a talent contest. So Hunter here, is more talented than I was at that age. I did compete in Share the Fun. I always played the piano, and I never really won. So we want to talk about inviting me over anytime to play the piano. But Hunter here is very, very talented. He's going to show you what he can do.
Hunter, do you need us to move the podium, or are you okay? Those of you in the back, you're want to maneuver so you can see. I understand that this is quite impressive.
This is impressive. I guess, Hunter, you may want to face the audience. I want to see it, but we're standing.
Can you stand on stage?
Sure. You stand on stage.
Yeah, Debbie, have to get over there on stage. Yeah.
I was going to say, there's a lot.
Will you be okay there?
Congratulations on Spelling Bee, and thank you for sharing that with us.
And he goes May the 4th to compete in, would that be region?
It's Wise, Lee, and Scott.
Good luck, Hunter.
Ms. Phantom, thank you again. Next up, we have Elk Knob Elementary. We have Lisa Willis, who's the principal there, coming to share some information about efforts they've been making to support St. Jude's Marathon. Ms. Willis.
Thank you. Recently, students in grades 1 through 5 participated in the Mathathon for St. Jude's, and this is kind of dear to our hearts because we actually have an upcoming kindergarten student who's been treated there for the last 3 years and is going to be able to enroll in school with us. But I wanted to recognize Eva Bruner, who was the first grade student in Carolyn Razor's class, because she was the top raiser of money for this entire event. We raised $3,754.50, but Eva raised $805 on her own. And for a first grader, I think that's commendable. Did you have fun doing that? She practiced her math skills and did something good to help others as well. Good job, Eva.
Thank you, Ms. Willis. Next up, we have the Kingsport Times News write-on and drawing cards. We're going to be handing out certificates. Hope that these students are here. Mr. Kidwell's going to come down and help me hand out certificates. First up, from Easlydale Elementary, we have Joshua Clark. Matthew Hatfield. Aaron Horton. And if you'll just stay up here just a second, we'll get a picture with you in this picture. We've got Carly Jones. Oasis Langley, excuse me. Congratulations. Hayden Lemons. Chloe Long. Jackson Long. Katie Morrissey. James McMurray. Zachary Provenza, and Jaden Wilder. Those students from Edendale Elementary. Next from
What was
Pennington
the
Middle,
first
we have-
one? The first name that you called off?
I'm sorry?
The first name?
Joshua Cook.
Joshua Good.
Sorry. From Pennington Middle, Dylan Byer, okay, thank you. Candace Ely. Sam Hay. Caleb McClure. Haley Manis. Sabrina Pennington. Xavier Reagan. And if I don't pronounce your name correct. Skylar Shirks. And Mason Taylor. From Flatwoods Elementary for KTN drawing cards, these students were for the write-on portion of the Kingsport Times News. For Flatwoods Elementary, we have Layla Fritz, Destiny Lawson, Raya Lewis. Did I say that right? Rhea. And if I said your name and I moved on to the next name too quickly, come up. Adrian Moore, McKendra Wallace, from Jonesville Middle, Ryan Osborne, Whitney Sweeney, and Katie Thomas. From Elk Knob Elementary, Jesse Crabtree, and there. And Lewis Miller. All right, we want to thank these students for taking the time out of class, taking your efforts to share your talents. It's nice to be able to see when you have that recognition, not only from us, but also from Kingsport Times News. So thank you for coming this evening, but thank you for pursuing that. Thank you, parents, for supporting the education that your children are going towards, as well as thank you to the teachers for supporting that effort. So again, congratulations.
All right, we'll move right along to a little bit more recognition. Last Miss Knockers, if you would come forward first, and I appreciate her coming to recognize these students from Thomas Parker.
Good evening, Dr. Austin. Good evening, Mr. Chair. Good evening, Board. I'm Nikki Snoggers at Thomas Walker High School. I am the Future Business Leaders of America. I'm one of the two sponsors. Recently, we had a group, our club, competed on online regional competition. We went Tuesday to our conference at UVA Wise. I had 4 girls that placed. 2 of them are with me here tonight. This is Jasmine Brewer. She placed 3rd in word processing. This is Callie Martin. She placed 2nd in accounting. Callie gets to go on the stage and compete. Anna Mancini placed 3rd in FBLA Principles and Procedures, and Kimberly Lee placed 3rd in Computer Applications. They could not be here with us tonight. We did get word this afternoon that Anna will get to go because somebody dropped down in front of her that was in either 1st or 2nd place. And we will be going to Reston, Virginia, which is almost to D.C., April 7th and 8th. Callie also is very special. She was the 2nd annual recipient of the Betty M. Humphreys FBLA Regional Leadership Scholarship Award. She got $500. It's very special to me because Miss Humphreys was my mentor when I went back and decided to become an educator at UVA Wise. And so we had to write a little paper, fill out an application, and so I hope that what I have learned and was instilled in me from Miss Humphreys is going to be instilled in Callie. And this has been a great group of girls and young men to work with this year. They're great. I hope FBLA will instill in some leadership qualities, not only if they don't go into business, that whatever they decide to go into. So they deserve a big round of applause. They have worked hard for months on what they're studying and took their testing. So. I'd also like to give a shout out to Lee County Career Technical Center. They had a 1st place in the word processing, Emily Graham. And I don't know if anybody's here tonight from them, so I will recognize her. And I believe they had another person place in healthcare administration. Thank you.
Thank you.
You ladies want to say anything? We also got Miss Holly Dean from Thomas Walker. I think she's got a couple of recognitions. These ladies do a lot better job at this than they ever do. That's why I asked them to come.
Good evening. I was privileged to be the forensics coach at Thomas Walker this year again. Forensics is public speaking and acting competition. Thomas Walker was the host to the Conference 48 1A competition in February. We had 10 competitors. Our team won 3rd place in the sweeps overall, which is awesome for a team our size. We had 6 students who placed. Cam Childers, his 1st year in public speaking impromptu, he placed 1st on the conference level, went on to region and placed into the 3rd round. Megan Russell, this is her 3rd year doing forensics. She was in the pros competition. She placed 2nd in conference and advanced to the 3rd round of region. They cut us in half at conference, and then it cut in half at region to make it to the 3rd round. So they're in the top quarter of the region. Jasmine Brewer, her 1st year in original oratory, had to write and perform a speech, persuasive speech in her case. She placed 2nd in conference, and then she advanced to the 3rd round also. 1st year, 10th grade. We're going to state next year, guys. These are my seniors, so they're moving on. Yeah. Hunter Isley, he's a junior. This is his 3rd year competing. He was in storytelling. He is amazing. If you need anyone to entertain small children, he is for it. He was 3rd place conference, 2nd place conference, and he advanced to the 3rd round in region. We also took with us Hannah Jones, 9th grader, her 1st year doing public speaking impromptu. She made it to the first 2 rounds of region. And we had Dawson Smith, who was a returning state champ. He made it to the 3rd round also in serious dramatic. If you don't know much about forensics, you should really look into it. These kids are so commendable. There's no way I would have done this in high school. Public speaking and acting, it is individually performed. All alone out there, and they put themselves out there. They did great. It was an awesome team this year, an awesome trip. Thomas Walker was well supported by the community around us. Many of you supported us in our competition. Mr. Long, Mr. Graham, the entire Thomas Walker faculty, it took a village for sure, and we feel like we represented Lee County very well, and I was honored to be able to work with these kids. So we thank you for your acknowledgement tonight.
All right, next on the agenda is public comment. Do we have any public comment this time? If not, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Do we have a motion for the consent agenda?
I move the consent agenda with the following items. Approval of minutes from the February 9, 2017 budget meeting, February 9, 2017 regular meeting, February 23rd, 2017 budget meeting, and the approval of claims and expenditures.
Motion's been made. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is reports. Do we have any reports? Lord.
Just, I did attend the quarterly meeting of the governor's school, and just as a reminder, the deadline to apply for the governor's school is May 1st. That, besides dual credit, that would be a very good way to get some college credits.
Jesse, anybody else? If not, we'll move to the reports of the division superintendent. Dr. Ross.
First update is on enrollment. This is a document that's available on Board Docs, and you can go on there and look. Our enrollment dropped 4 students from January 31st to February 28th, but the overall average daily membership, which is what we look at from a budgetary standpoint, continues to be a little around 3,033. We budgeted 3,030, so this is good news from a budgetary standpoint, from revenue that we anticipate that over the next 2-3 weeks that enrollment holds, and we anticipate budget being able to be what we had actually proposed to begin with. So March 31st is our payday, if you will, for school divisions. That is our cutoff for average daily membership, and this is, again, great news from a budgetary standpoint. Any questions? Next up, highest percentage of attendance for schools. I want to recognize in second place Elydale at 93.1 and Elk Knob this month with 93.6. As you're probably aware, February is a month that we were in school for almost a record number of days because of the fact we didn't have very much inclement weather at all. And of course, it lends itself to being, I'm going to say, a sickly time of year as allergies kick in and all that type of stuff. But as you can see from the percentage attendance, it was something that schools were able to mitigate as well as families. So I just wanted to recognize both those schools for their efforts to get students in school. Next thing is updates for high school graduation dates. These are tentative high school graduation dates for both Lehigh and Thomas Walker. We have Friday, May the 19th as a tentative date for Lehigh, and May the 18th, Thursday, May the 18th for Thomas Walker. These dates, of course, are pending the fact that we don't get a lot more of inclement weather between now and May, but wanted to go ahead and put those dates out publicly so that you're aware of that. Any questions? Last thing from my vantage point is some software updates. We continue to work on the financial software, looking for ways to integrate as well as to address efficiencies with transportation with routing software. So those are items that we continue to explore from an investment standpoint, but then also from an efficiency standpoint. We'll be providing more information in the coming months. So back to you, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you. Next thing, any unfinished business? Now we'll move to action discussion items. First up is A, action if any to award contract for on-call architectural and engineering service, RFP number 16-1001.
This is a contract that was awarded. We awarded the contract to Thompson and Litton. This would give us an option of also being able to contact another architect and engineering firm if we have an event happen that we need to be able to have somebody here quickly and Thompson and Litton's not available. And no reflection on them, it just gives us the opportunity to have two vendors as a point of contact if we have any structural issues that we need to deal with. So with that being said, this is not a contract that has a retainer, this is a as-needed, on-call type of contract. And the commission recommends approval.
And there's no cost to this, only if called, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That is correct.
Can we hear a motion?
I make a motion that we award a contract to OWPR Architects and Engineers for on-call architectural and engineering services.
Motion been made, we have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next B is action, if any, to award a contract for school security system provider RFP number 16-1004.
The administration obtained permission to issue a request for proposals for school security system. We were awarded grant funds through the Secure School Security Equipment Grant. That fund is approximately $59,000, and this is to award that contract to address security issues that have been identified at each one of the schools. One of the main topics of this RFP is to get at providing one common point of contact for all of our security throughout the school division and centralizing that so that we have better communication between all the schools as well as between our staff. The administration recommends approval.
We have a motion for action item B.
I make a motion that we award the school security system provider to Simplex Grenell.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. C, action if any to approve a contract with Elgin Dental.
Administration was contacted by Elgin Dental to provide services to our kindergarten students regarding their dental care. This is no cost to the school board other than we would be able to provide transportation for students to sites to have their teeth worked on after they're evaluated at the school. This would be something that we would obtain parental permission to make sure that we have that permission before we transport. Elgin Dental would take care of permission to treat, all that type of stuff, but again, no cost to the families, no cost to the school division. And if we provide transportation in a bus, then they will reimburse us for any cost to obtain. So it ends up being a net zero impact, but a tremendous thing for our families. I know Mr. Sturgill had some concerns. Mr. Sturgill, do you have anything you want to?
The only thing I would add is in your board packet or on the computer, the indemnification clause is still in that agreement. It's not in the one that was emailed to me from Mr. Hobbs.
Okay.
So we do have that clause struck from the document, but that satisfies me from my end. But at the same time, in your packet, right now, it's showing still on there in the contract.
Okay, so as long as we've got the indemnification clause struck, then it's
Correct.
something that I could sign on the
Yes,
on the board.
absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Administration recommends approval.
I recommend approval for the contract with Elgin Dental.
You make a motion, Greg.
Yes.
Motion been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up is D, action if any to approve and dispose of surplus property per school board policy DEN, disposal of surplus items. Dr. Austin.
These are items that we have been working through our inventory that are no longer being used. These are items that we would like to place on GovDeals and may bring a bid of more than $500. And in order to err on the side of caution, we would rather have school board permission to advertise these items than something be sold for more than $500. So administration is requesting approval of this so that we can dispose of items to give us some space as well as remove items that are not being used in our schools.
I'd like to make the motion to pass item D. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up is board comments. Do we have board comments?
I'd like to thank the people that have attended the public hearing sessions on the facility study. And I do urge anybody, if we do have another session, we have kind of talked about having maybe a couple more, that you do come out, and of course your comments are still welcome to us.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to recognize some student athletes that have, one young lady that's graduated from Lee High School and moved on to UVA Wise, Mackenzie Klusman, who last week was the sportsmanship winner in the all tournament honoree for the Mountain East Conference women's basketball tournament at UVA Wise. She participated. Also, she broke the 3-point record at UVA Wise, and that's Mackenzie Klusman. And also, I'd like to recognize 3 young men from Lee High School that were all conference 40 members: Jacob Stewart, Sam Pennington, and Hunter Watson.
Any other board comments?
I just second what Debbie said about our meetings that we've had, our facility meetings. We need public input, we need questions. Hopefully we can get another one. All the kids that were here tonight that were recognized, any of you teachers or principals that are still here, anything going on at your school that kids deserve the right to be recognized of anything that they do, feel free to contact any of us, call the central office. I love seeing a full house here, especially with kids, because, you know, we here in Lee County, we have very little to do. And when a child is recognized, I think it makes them feel like part of the community, and, you know, it gives us an insight of what's going on. So please, I urge you to feed us with anything that's going on at your schools.
I too want to thank everybody that came to the public sessions. It was a lot of work. I did make it to every meeting. I think Mr. Hines made it to every meeting. I thank him for that, and everybody else that came to the ones that they could. I do anticipate possibly a couple more would be okay, but if not, it'd be fine too. We are looking hard and into all 3 of these options, as everybody already said. Anxious to see what becomes of it, but I'm excited. I also want to thank the 2 teachers from Thomas Walker that took time to come up and recognize those kids. They didn't have to, but I knew they would do a good job, and I appreciate it. Any other board comments? If not, we'll ask for a motion to go into closed session.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we go into closed session to discuss personnel, Code of Virginia 2.2-3711A1, student discipline, Code of Virginia 2.2-3711A2, request to release a student from compulsory attendance pursuant to the Code of Virginia 22.1-254B1, and pending and threatened litigation, Code of Virginia 2.2-3711A7.
Motion been made. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're now in closed session. Thank you.